Hey, my name is NIVIRO and today I'm going to show you how I made my latest track Demons, which is out now on No Copyright Sounds. But first of all, you have to know that this track is made via the same method as I did use with Are We Alone. And I already have a tutorial of how I made Are We Alone on my YouTube channel, so make sure to check that one out. I guess they will drop a link down there in the description of the video. Let's start with the leads. So, as I already said in the Are We Alone video, I always use groups or buses to combine all my different sounds, and so I basically always end up with the same group. So it has a lead group, it has a bass group, a kick and bass. This one is especially for the drops, the vocals, the synths, the percussion, the acoustic elements. In this case, there is a separate layer for the vocal shout, an FX group and a noise group. I would just say let's start with leads, because this one might be the most interesting. So I get a lot of questions online, how do I get this lead so full and thick without having an oversaturated sound? It still needs some punch and needs to cut through the speaker. And I think this is a really great way to show you how I do it. So as you can see, I have 9 different layers to create the Demons lead. The first 3 do contain the chords. They're just plain superstars. The first 2 are from Nexus, and the third one is a silent preset I made. You can already copy the preset in the Are We Alone video because I completely showed it there. Then there is another Nexus. I have to say I don't use Nexus that often, but when I use it. Let me just show you the different chords. There's no processing going on the group, except of the filter, but it isn't working here, as you can see at the automation bar. So, the first lead layer. The second one. The third one. So you can hear, especially the third one is a really saturated one, but it's much more further on the background than the other 2. So it's more like a filling up layer. So the fourth layer, really important. This is going to be playing the main melody, and this might be even the main sound of Demons. So and let me even show you the preset I used. Oh wait, there's an update. Is the Dharma one lead. Lead 5 is Silence, which this one is a layer which I made completely from scratch. So just to show you what I did exactly, it's just a plain saw. Way too many oscillators because I was tired of it. Used a filter, a bandpass filter. Used the inboard distortion module, and I made some small tweaks to make the sound move a little bit more. So it's really a slow movement on the filter. So it makes it more talking. The OTT. And my workhorse, it's completely abused. This one should be used on a guitar lead or on the guitar sound in general. But I often use it on a piano sound or my synths to make it pop out really hard. And to end off an EQ. Oh, also this plugin has a built-in noise module. You cannot turn it off, so I just use a gate, because otherwise there is noise, and I don't want noise. So next up is lead 6. And this one is a sound from Falcon, and it's a really powerful synth. You should definitely check it out. So all of them together. Now it still sounds really dull to me, so what I do, Actually, most of the processing happens in the bus group. So I first put on the OTT quite hard. Then some EQ to boost the mid-end. Then this one is some piece of outboard gear. So I have here an SSL Nucleus controller, and it has 2 built-in preamps. So I just use the preamps to color the sound a little more. Wait, let me show you. To me, it sounds like a huge difference, but maybe you cannot hear it. It's really added value to me. So next up, you can see it's Spencer 1 and 2. I have a modular rack. I will show you a photo or a small video of it right now. And I will use the first 2 modules, so SSL1 and SSL2. It's an SSL EQ, followed by the Elysia Empressor compressor. So it already makes the sound a little bit more snappy, and also pop out a little bit harder, especially in the high end. That's something the SSL EQ is a beast at. So next up is the Empirical Labs EL8X, and it's commonly known as the distressor. I have the real modules in here. I will also put now a video of it, of the settings I used. Maybe you can recreate it in our plugins because they're great as well, but I don't have them. So that makes it all just a little bit more aggressive, which I love. So this is like the main group. I also used the reverse layer, so I bounced out everything you can see here, and just reversed everything. You down. So next up, no secrets in here. If you have any questions, drop them down there in the comments. I will try to answer them all. So just ask away. The base layer, it's really simple. You can see 3 different layers, but this one is an outboard synth, and I already rendered it to an audio file. So it's the virus. It's the top. Wait. Yeah, there. It's that one. So that synth sounds like this. So this part has been made in triplets. I will skip directly to the acoustic part to clarify what I did there, because it's a trick I use quite often nowadays. So yeah, nothing special is going on here. It's a flanger and it's a phaser, and they're both included in the Native Instruments complete bundle. Then we have sub bass. This one's just a native Ableton plugin. You can escape the sound really well. And after this, I used a distortion module. It's just to pop up to give it some extra harmonics, so the smaller devices could also hear the bass, the kick and the bass. Yeah, as you can see, even the kick consists out of 3 layers. This one is made for the fill. It's a kick sample, but it sounds more like a tom sound, but I thought it fitted in here. The first kick sounds like this. Wait. I have something going on in here. So this is the plain kick sample I used. Nothing going on here yet. It's all going to happen in the kick bus here. The fill kick. The top of the kick to have a better transient. So if I combine these, so it gives a better kick, it makes it more punchy, and that was really the sound I needed for this track. So on the drum bus, on the kick bus, apologies, the OTT And then one of my favorite plugins from Ableton itself, Drum Bus. And this will be a massive difference. What it does, it adds some distortion, it adds some compression, it adds some epicness. So it's a really powerful tool, but just don't overuse it, because I even think, because I made this track like 4 or 5 months ago, I even think I used it quite severely here. So after the drum bus, a small EQ to boost like the mid-highs, sorry, the low mids. Then you can still hear there's a lot of going on in the stereo image of the kick, and I really want to have it in mono. So what I did is just selecting the left channel only, because if you're going to use stereo and take the width down, you will still end up with a different sound than just taking the left channel, which is perfect in this case. So now we have a completely mono kick. And then at the end I use the LFO tool. This is especially to make it fit with the bass line, because it's a half beat bass. And I don't want to have any kick interference with the low end of the bass. So I cut it away. Let's move on to the bass then. Also the drum bus in here. This is also an abusive use, so be gentle. The sub layer. So I think nothing special is going on here. Please don't shoot me. I really needed click sound. I really needed it. So bass 2 is it's an FM synth I made in Serum. It's more a cute sound, but it makes it that sub bass, which is quite heavy, can be easily heard on smaller devices like your mobile phone or yeah, just anything. Bass 2. And some Russian hard bass. Okay. And the third bass. And that all is going to the drum bus of the bass group here. To all the headphones users, apologies. Okay, also the LFO tool, just to make sure there's no crap in here going on where the kick is playing. Also the click sound you hear at the end, it isn't a problem, because this one is exactly where the transient of the kick is. So it's at the same spot and it blends, so no problems in there. This is a small automation I used for the intro. And then I also send it to the Panzer 9 and 10. So these are the last 2 slots of the EQ rack I have in here. It just brings it up front a little bit more. So next up. Oh wait, I promised to go to the acoustic first. Yeah, let's do that. So in the beginning of the track, everything is like in triplets, but it all changes when the melody comes in. And when I was writing this, I even wrote the melody, the original was all in triplets, but I felt it was a little bit too slow, even though we're currently at 135 BPM and the drop is 160. So I really wanted the Pirates of the Caribbean vibe. So it gives it a little bit of a dark vibe, but I really loved it, and it just had to be in triplets to make it swing a little more, so it can play with the percussion. So I got an organ sound from Nexus. I used the Maserati on it. In a drop that is like an afterbeat piano sound. and the choir. Sing A. Then we have the other small cute strings. And it's the native instrument string ensemble. I really love the sound of these, so any further, nothing special going on in here. Then let's move on to the synths. Yeah, there are a lot of synths going on in here. Some of them are outboard synths as well. So the first one is, or should be, Falcon. Yeah. It's a really soft pad, that's really nice high end. Then this sound has been made, I guess, via my GP8080. Oh no, this one's made from a virus. By the way, I make it with this layer and then I render it out to a separate track to have like the full audio file in case I forget what I made. Synth 3 is Nexus. It's just a superstar at the afterbeat of the drop. This one's my Virus TI2. This one is my Waldorf Kira synth, and that's a really unique sound. So the vocals, this might be the last thing I'm focusing on, because percussion is nothing more than what you expect. Like there is a clap, another clap, a snare, hi-hat, crash, ride, snare. One should be here. A shaker, some orchestral hits. So it's all really simple. So the vocals, it's actually me singing, and I really love to do really weird shit, because when I was in the vocal booth, I was just doing some weird ass sounds with my voice. Yeah, don't worry, these samples aren't clipping. I just normalized them before I put them into the auto-tune, so you can clearly see it's all fine. No clippings are involved in here. So basically, as you can see in the Are We Alone video, I always use center Vox. This one is the Vox pitched up 12 semitones to have it like... but it supports the main layer.
I am your memory.
Then a left Vox.
I am your memory.
But as you can see, no processing has been done on this here. Same for the right.
I am your memory.
Then a build-up Vox, but that's once here, so I'll come back to that later on. The harmony, I just do it manually.
I am your memory, talking out loud, call us the angels from the underground.
And then we have the ad-libs.
Marie, talking out loud. I am your memory, talking out loud.
So this is basically almost unprocessed. I always use the little alter boy to just add a little higher volume to my voice. I like it a bit better having it this way. Also adding some distortion on it. And also, as I already said in the audio alone tutorial, I just use the left channel. The octave has no processing, left, right. The harmony, same thing going on in here. The ad-libs, also the same thing, but I also added some extra reverb on it to have it really drown in the sound. So let's go to the vocal buzz then.
I am your memory.
First of all, the de-esser.
I am your memory, talking out loud.
And then the OTT. Man, I love this plugin.
I am your memory.
Then it's going to my Panzer again. Yeah, just to EQ this whole thing.
I am your memory, talking out loud. Cause the angels from the underground.
So that's it. The pre-drop is.
Cause I am your memory,
Tracking you down, 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 down. I am your memory.
tracking you down.
Also, nothing really special going on here. The reason why it sounds so weird is that I automated the formants. So, might be useful for you. Play with it. It can be cool. Then I have the Vox sliced in here. Okay, here is some processing going on.
I am your memory, tracking you down.
Oh yeah, something you might have noticed is that I just automated the whole song tempo. So when we go into the drop, we go from 135 to 160. Once the drop has ended, we go to 100 and building up again to 160. And about the mastering chain, it's exactly the same as Ari alone. So if you want to know more about mastering, it's well explained out there. So, hey, see you guys, and I hope you really enjoyed the track. Bye.